Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Podcast Assemble, show where you come for your rambling geeky download. My name's Tommy, and I am delighted, as always, to be joined by my friend and co-host who is across the pond. It's that resident South Korean cinema expert of the pod, DL. How are you?
What? I'm not a South Korean cinema expert.
I
can't speak. I've only seen half of Parasite.
That's more than I've seen.
Apparently, I missed the good part as well. It was just like a normal family doing house chores, trying to find work. Maybe a bit edgy, bit on the drunk side, bit on the reckless side, but that was all I saw. And apparently, it takes a turn.
Dark turns. I know that's a really heralded, as you like to say, movie, and I can't believe neither of us have seen it properly. Do you know when it came out, I kept getting it confused with the Human Centipede, Parasite, Human Centipede, in my head, the same thing.
I think you meant Squid Games, yeah. You kept getting it confused with Squid Games, which is really fucked up to say, dude. How dare you?
There's a big Squid Game energy to this movie we've just been watching today that we're going to be talking about, which is, if anyone hasn't read the title,
Clearly influenced by to a degree.
Yeah, is Oldboy from 2003, which influenced not only a remake with Josh Brolin, but also influenced so much South Korean cinema. So much of it. I feel like...
I didn't know that he had a movie until you said, are we watching that one or the original?
Really?
Clearly the original, but...
I'd heard about that one before I'd heard about this one, and then, honestly, and I'm going to get ahead of myself here, I knew the ending of this, and it didn't help in the slightest. It was still as messed up as I thought it was going to be.
It's not a movie that I would want to know the ending for.
Yeah, I didn't ask to get spoiled for
Yeah,
me,
but you always
know what I
do
mean?
this to yourself. You're like, oh, let me explore old YouTube videos. It's like, what do you think? It's 10 years old.
What are you doing? What are you going to do?
What do you think they're going to do that's going to spoil you?
Dude, 2003 is nearly 20 years ago. That is fucking terrifying.
Well,
Like,
nearly,
what?
I mean.
Yeah. What on earth? Dude, how have you been, man? What's been happening?
It's been good. I had, it's been like basically 6 weeks of no travel, which feels like eons for me. It's quite nice. Been good, but it's all going to kick up again. So,
well, I mean, one of the things I was going to talk to you about was it's like a week until we fly out, 2 weeks till we get to see you guys.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. It's pretty wild. And I'm flying out early.
I can't wait.
I fly out literally next week, which is crazy.
What, for a work thing?
No, I have a wedding in Santa Barbara, so we're actually coming from that. My aunt's getting married.
Wow. Jeez, that's a long way around to get to Dubrovnik.
LA to Dubrovnik.
London to LA. You got the cheapest flights you get, and they just took you like a weird roundabout way.
Yeah, exactly that. And then, dude, I have a crazy couple months coming. We actually have, this is some logistical planning for the pod. We should probably do some planning because I have a crazy like 2 months, but I have to be in like Dublin for a week just for work.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
So I could record from there. That the viewers care about all this stuff.
You can take a microphone. That's all right.
And then from there,
we'll be starting the video stuff when we get back from holiday as well. So you'll have to find a nice spot to do it.
A nice little hotel room video.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that.
Or maybe I'll get an Airbnb in the countryside just to really set the vibe.
Wouldn't that be delightful? A
little fire in the background.
But dude, yeah, I'm excited to see you guys. Like, I can't even think now. How long have you been over there?
8 months.
Holy hell! I can't believe it's 8 months.
No, sorry, more than that. 10 months.
I was going to say, I can't believe it's been that long. And this episode will probably come out while we're away. This is a future recording for while we're there. So it's just going to be so much fun. And I was looking today, so I actually sent you a bunch of stuff, and I think you and me have got a great opportunity to nerd out here, but we have to position it really delicately because we're going to Dubrovnik. That's where Game of Thrones was filmed in terms of King's Landing and other things. We could do a lot of nerding out here. We just have to make sure that we position it right to the partners.
I think that, Gail's down. We already did it in Belfast.
Which one did you do?
No. We went to a bunch of places in Belfast. There's also like a interactive like museum with all the sets. It's pretty cool, actually.
Oh, awesome. You can do a bunch of like doing the old walls, and you can do like actual tours of Dubrovnik that take you to the Game of Thrones places. So I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah, we could probably find those online.
Yeah, I've already found them. I sent them to you earlier.
Yeah, I don't think we need to like probably buy a tour. We could probably just walk to the places.
To be fair. But I want to walk through the street naked and you shouting shame at me.
Well, that can be arranged. I mean, I can't guarantee you don't make it.
I won't get arrested
without like some things to explain. But
criminal records.
We can make that work.
It's ironic because I have absolutely no shame.
Maybe we just do. I mean, that joke is definitely going to happen with the missus at some point.
100%.
What if I just bring a bell? A cowbell?
We can do that. We can make that happen.
That seems like it'd be more funny.
I would fucking love to see Gail's face if you were doing that to her. That would be hilarious.
I wonder if she'd get it because she hasn't seen the show in so long.
That's actually
And
fair.
she basically doesn't remember anything from it. I bet like the beauty of her goldfish memory is like she can watch Game of Thrones for the first time again. You know what I mean?
I would
nice.
love and hate that. Like somewhere, little column A, little column B.
I mean, more love than hate for sure.
Yeah, that's great. I'll tell you, my partner watched all 8 seasons in 3 weeks in COVID. She just burnt through it. And very interesting considering that, you know, you and me are on a similar vibe to this. The finale of it was a massive letdown.
8 seasons.
She loved it. She was totally cool with it. Like, I wonder if it's a case of we were too close, DL. We were too close to that show.
No, it's not a case of being too close. Everybody agrees. I think she probably just had a little bit less investment having done it over 3 weeks.
Probably.
But like objectively, everyone agrees. Like there's no one that's like, I love the ending.
She liked it. She had a great time with it.
She loved it.
I would go as far as saying she probably loved it. I would probably say that.
She's a rare breed then.
She is one in a million. Is that?
Yeah. No, I don't think there's that. I've never heard anyone say that. And still to this day, until she says it, I haven't heard it.
Yeah, I would ask her that in person. I don't know if I can 100% say that. She did. She genuinely really enjoyed it. And but I think as well, like the knowledge of what the books have done and, you know, all of the background to them and the theorizing over many years and then how it ended.
Yeah, I think that clearly adds to it.
Yeah, of course. But then she didn't have that. So she clearly had a good time. But so are you bringing the cowbell or am I?
Well, I got a longer trip, so maybe.
What are you talking about?
Yours is pretty long.
I was a 25-hour
I mean, ours
trip.
is basically the same because we're going to fucking Santa Barbara.
That's fair. Yeah,
I can probably bring the cowbell or some kind of bell, or I can use my iPhone and get a bell noise. That might also work.
Would that not make way much?
Yeah, this little. I mean, not as good of an image.
You could probably just get like the scene on your phone.
The visual, the visual is
shame.
But like, also the surprise is ruined when we leave, and I'm just holding a cowbell because it's not easy to hide. So, I think there's like you're balancing surprise versus aesthetic.
Well, we need to do it the other way around then. I need to bring the cowbell, and we need to do it to Gail.
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It's been done to one or the other. In fact, to be honest with you, I'm the one who has no shame. I will absolutely do that. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you guys. It's gonna be fabulous.
Yeah, same man.
Finally. About friggin' time. But guys, before we skip on, feel free to stick around. We will chat about more random geeky stuff. But there will be also time codes in the description, as always supplied by Mr. Matthew Bliss of mbpod.com. Way down there, jumping around, trying to see when we get to talking about this spicy main topic of ours today. You just give us a 5-star review. That would really help. You can do it right there in app. Right now. Right now. Just hold. We'll wait. Okay, no, dead silence on podcast isn't great, but we'd love it if you would. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. Do all the things. That would be really helpful. And we would love it because we don't understand algorithms, but know that doing those things helps. DL, what have you been up to, my man?
What have I been doing? I started reading The 3-Body Problem.
You started, did you?
Yeah, I'm loving it so far. It's like clear. Like so far, I'm like, what the fuck were they thinking? Like they're like, it's impossible to adapt. We need to like do. It seems quite simple 100 pages in, and every choice they've made so far, I'm like, why did you make that choice for the adaptation? Like,
and you're already thinking like, what are they doing?
I'm 80 pages in.
Jesus.
To a probably 300 pages.
Talking of D&D.
Maybe 50, maybe not even 80. So it's like, why did they make these changes? Like, it's just really shocking.
Yeah, right.
Even, and the story is so strong in its bones that I still enjoyed the show, despite some of the bad acting and terrible adaptation choices.
Awful adaptation choices.
Yeah. But the reality is they did not need to do some of the things they did. It's good so far. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like as the show starts in the past, in the timeline where it's in like World War II or whenever it is. I found that
communist cultural revolution.
Yeah, I found that super compelling. That was a part of the story that I was genuinely quite invested in. In fact, that character all the way through was probably the most interesting part of the show. Is that how the book starts, or is it different?
No, they both start like that.
Yeah, okay.
The changes they make so far are like very clearly. They change characters from like female to male or male to female. And then they also like, there's just a lot, like a big part of it, like the they just added a bunch of characters. Like there's just simply like 2 characters right now, and that mom that you see in the beginning. And in the show, there's like 8, and they have these like buddy chat. And it's like it'd be much more interesting if they just like kept it the way it was, like more reduced and like a mystery, and really focused on that mystery. I'm not even far enough to know all the things that changed, but I can already tell. I'm like, why did they?
Why we do this? What you do? Why?
Like, why did you just write a part in for Samuel Tarly?
Oh, yeah. Really... so that character's not in it at all?
No.
What about the hot chick or the guy who's dying?
Guy. The guy who's dying, unclear. I'm not far enough yet, but...
Interesting.
But that's a guy, and he's got a family, and he's like... It's actually interesting the way it works at first, the way it like... The first time he sees the numbers... I don't know if they did this in the show. Maybe they did. But he's like a photographer on the weekends. And so he like likes the... he likes to like do photography, but he's also like working on a nano project for the Chinese government. Also, why they Americanized it, I don't understand. Kind of takes away the whole point of like the Cultural Revolution in China, like ties to a lot of these other characters. So it's like you just have these like super diametrically opposed stories where like one character has gone through this huge, Cultural Revolution in China and it's shaped her view of the world. And then all the other characters around that also have some connection to it because they lived in China through that period or grew up post it. And now you just have like Americans that have no connection to it. So it's like really a lot of the themes in the show like are kind of lost because of that, I think.
You got to whitewash that shit, man. That's just how Hollywood works.
But you don't. You're talking about Oldboy.
I know.
Yeah.
But interestingly, Oldboy also had a whitewashed remake. One that you didn't know about, the one with Josh Brolin and Elizabeth Olsen, which... Did it need to exist? Probably not. I think this movie got a lot of it across.
Yeah. I don't mind if it like a remake if you're gonna like if you want to like repurpose and adapt a story to another culture. I think there's like totally value in doing that for some. Like I would argue you should like anyone should watch both, but there might be value or interesting takes you can do to apply it to a different culture. But like then make the whole story that way and align it to like American things you're trying to critique. Don't just like do a bit of both and then lose the whole message. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think you got to go all in on one. But anyway,
I think you're absolutely right. And I think it, I just think the show lacked a bit of integrity, maybe and like you say, the through line didn't necessarily make sense for not having those characters. Chinese. I didn't realize they were supposed to be Chinese. And I think that's maybe where that big disconnect came from when I was watching it.
Yeah. Well, it just kind of like feels like there's these Americans just thrown in.
Yeah. Why are you here?
Yeah, like who are these people? Why are they friends?
Come back. I'd love to know more about it when you've read some more because I just want to know how it differs from that show and whether it's actually worth reading.
I definitely think the book is worth reading so far. I've heard great things about this book.
Yeah,
so, right. I highly doubt.
I like the cover.
Oh.
I keep walking past it in bookstores and going, that looks cool.
Is it the pyramid or something?
I can't even remember. I haven't looked at it in ages. But I was in the other day and I was like, I told you this, I think last time we spoke. I picked it up and I looked and I was like, that looks so cool, but that show really ruined this for me. So I put it down and carried on.
Yeah, but you can't let that happen. Like if you watch the Harry Potter movies,
Oh man. Jeez. We're due for another one of those, but I don't know if I can stomach it anymore. I think I'm done with that.
I'm pretty like frustrated with myself for watching the show first because like there's very few times where that like doesn't ruin parts of the book and the book would have been better to just read first.
Yeah, right.
Like Game of Thrones is one of the few times where I saw the show and was so impressed by it. I read the book and both of them were, for the first 2 seasons, were like pretty spot on and great. And I loved the books, but like the show was such a great adaptation that it added elements for me and it also missed things, but they were both great together. This is clearly just like not as good version. So it's like, I know what happens.
D&D, man.
Like
D&D.
Yeah. This mystery would be like really cool if I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like it still is. Yeah. But right now I'm like, I know where this is going, so it loses a bit of its edge.
I wonder how much the show took from the book and translated to screen versus how much there is left in the book for the showrunners to actually create content out of. Because
there's three books, so it's quite a bit.
Do you think it ends the first book ends at the same point, or do you think it ends partway through? Like I'm just interested.
I think it probably ends partway through, to be honest.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. Like because it felt like a weird. The show ended, and I just felt a sense of overwhelming. Like, huh? Like that's where we're ending, as in like there's not 2 more episodes. So yeah, I feel like that's probably. So you recommend the book then over the show?
40 pages, 50 pages in, yes, already.
Nice.
The writing's quite nice as well. Like it's translated, but it's some pretty elegant diction. Diction, is that the word?
Pretty eloquent, darling. Speaking of other cult shows, do you know we went to Japan a couple of weeks ago? We actually started watching a thing while we were over there that we've just finished. We finished a little bit ago, but I wanted to talk to you about. Do you know who James May is? Did you ever watch Top Gear back in the day?
No.
You've never seen Top Gear? Okay. It is a very British
It's that show about cars, right?
Correct. It started off about cars and it became more about the personalities. So there were three key leads in it. One, Richard Hammond, who had a pretty rough car accident. Jeremy Clarkson, who you probably have seen on Clarkson's Farm.
I know the show. Yeah.
Everyone's talking about it. Yeah. And the third guy was the like kind of geeky sort of third wheel guy, James May. What he does is Amazon shows called Our Man In. And he does he goes and does it's like a travel show. It's and this one's on Japan, and God, it's a lot of fun. I was watching it thinking I have to go back to Japan again now because there's all this other stuff that I didn't take advantage of while I was there, and it was just like a really nice break from the kind of normal shit that I watch. Like I've kind of fallen out of love. You know this. I do this like regularly. I've kind of fallen out of love with TV shows at the minute. There's not something on that I'm like I cannot wait to watch this. So I'm a bit like meh. Whereas this was just like a nice, almost like a Brooklyn Nine-Nine, like a background TV show that you could just throw on and enjoy. Saying that though, actually, we've just started watching Shrinking. Have you heard of Shrinking with Harrison Ford?
Yeah, I got like 3 seasons in, or like 2 seasons in, and I never.
That's good.
I don't think I like finished it, but
I think there's only 2 or 3 seasons, so you did pretty well.
No, then maybe aren't they long though? Aren't they long seasons?
No, I think they're like 30-minute episodes. I think there's maybe 8 or 10 per season.
Maybe I've only seen one then. I've definitely seen parts of it. It was interesting to me, but like I'm pretty ruthless with my shows now, like what I watch. And it was like, this is like a feel good show. Maybe on a flight, I'll save it and get back to it. But
it's got that sort of Ted Lasso vibe to it with Americans.
Yeah, not as good though.
Yeah, no, nowhere near as good. But I enjoyed that. I mean, I'm saying that crap I normally watch is really quite gritty and dark. Well, that again, I've just told you 2 things which are way like apart from what I would normally watch. So, but if you like travel shows and you like an awkward English guy, check out James May in Japan. It's really good. You, of course, like an awkward English guy. You talk to me every week.
Yeah, I was going to say, go to knock on Tommy's door and say hello.
I'll take you to Japan sometime. What else have you been up to, buddy?
Yeah, dude. What was I going to say? I watched The Sandman.
Oh, how many have you watched?
I literally watched the first episode. I'm like, I don't know if I can do that.
Sandman. It's the same fucking story.
The dreaming of Sandman.
He's going back to the dreaming.
And I go to mortal world. I don't understand why part of me wants to watch a show and part of me wants to just rip it up.
Same.
I can't define it. I'm in
the same field. I've watched one episode and I'm like, I keep seeing it on my Netflix and going, I should watch it. And then I'm like, but I don't know why I should though. No.
It's kind of useless. Like, but it's not going to get so useless that I'm like intrigued. It's not like it's bad. It's just like, it's not like it's good either. Like, it's just so, it's aimlessly interesting.
I think it's got interesting themes and characters, but I don't think it goes anywhere.
It's aimless. It's aimless as all hell.
Aimless is a perfect word for it.
What are we doing here? And why do I care? Like, what are the stakes? But like, he's just so weird. And then
I agree.
Some of the other characters, like the different gods or whatever they call them, endless, are just like kind of intriguing, even though I know nothing about them. They're just like aesthetically intriguing.
Yeah. It's like lust, death, dreams.
I don't know if I'll go back though.
Gluttony.
There was like depression or something.
That's right. It's a little bit like
despair.
It's a little bit like an emo version of what's the film where it's the feelings in a head? What's that called? And it's like anger.
Pixar.
What's that film called?
Pixar
it's
movie?
like a Pixar. Yeah, it's a Pixar movie. That's gonna really annoy me.
Remember.
Well, I don't remember that. I've seen it recently. It's great. Whatever that movie is, people are screaming at us right now. It's like an emo version of that.
Like an early 2000s version of that.
Yes.
Mid 2000s.
My favorite thing about fashion at the minute is kids fashion, right? Kids, young people fashion right now. The riz that people wear at the moment that I'm going to never say again. It's literally what, I don't know about you, but I used to wear when I was like 13, 14. So I'm walking around being like, I've gone back in time here. You're wearing like, I saw a kid in a Blink-182 t-shirt today. I was like, you fucking shitting me.
Yeah.
He's wearing it ironically like we would wear like a Nirvana t-shirt when we were the same age. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Sorry, man. You talking about the Sandman. I keep cutting you off.
No, I don't have much to say. I guess one thing I wanted to ask you about, like, I'm surprised this got a second season. What happened there? Do you have any of the details?
Well, so the guy
Insider.
who wrote it is he got cancelled. I don't know if you noticed. Apparently not a great human being. But this just got a real groundswell of people who wanted to see another season of it. He apparently liked them young. Maybe he was on a certain list that doesn't exist.
Oh, it exists.
Oh, it exists. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear Shane Gillis's next crack on that. Did you see him at the Oscars when he did a crack about the Epstein list?
What, you mean the Epsies or whatever? Sports.
No, Shane Gillis when he did a crack about not the Oscars, the whichever award show.
The sports ones, the ESPYs. Yeah, he says something like, and we should just move on as a country. That one.
Yeah, it was so good. Yeah. So you know what? I've come full circle on that guy. I can't remember if we talked about this last week. I remember when you first told me about him. I was a bit like, yeah, he's just an American comedian. Like I get it. Like he's fine. And I watched his stand-up comedy act because I think even you may have recommended it to us. So I remember watching it maybe a year ago.
Is it the one with like the weird bear in the background or whatever?
No, it's the Netflix one from 2023. It's just pretty straight up.
Yeah,
it's. I went back and watched it recently, and my whole attitude towards it has changed. It is absolutely freaking hilarious. I was literally like laughing so hard. My partner came out of the other room, was like, "What the fuck are you watching?" I was like, "Shane Gillis, he's the best." Sorry, man. Do you recommend the Sandman then? You and the bad dude who wrote it?
I'm trying to like put to words like if I can recommend it. I'll probably watch it again.
You'll carry on.
I don't know why. I mean, like part of me is like, you know, these other people that are like seem to be good actors have like bought in. Like they're
like who?
You know what I mean?
Who else?
That have like some. Isn't Brienne of Tarth? What's her name?
Yeah, she's in it. She's
in it. I think that guy that plays Desire is in other shit.
Okay. Do you recommend it? No, I can't. I'm trying to get an answer out of here.
Who's the voice of the Crow? I can't tell you. It's aimless. I'm aimless. I'm equally aimless in my recommendations. The Crow is kind of odd, though. It's just like this. Like sounds like this, like, you know, South Bronx Jewish guy, and he's just like a random crow. I
need to know who that crow is now. I'm pretty sure it's Patton Oswalt, but the Sandman. How do I know who Crow is in this? Yeah, Patton Oswalt. I like him. He's good. He's the Raven. Not a crow, DL. Wrong bird. Guys,
whatever.
If there's anything that you recommend we talk about, please hit us up. You can find us on all the social medias. We're at Podcast Assemble on Instagram. We're thepodcastassemble@gmail.com. We're on TikTok. We have all the things. Send us memes, send us news, send us reviews. We love it when you do. We also have a website that all this stuff goes on. Go to www.podcastassemble.com. Check us out. There's loads of stuff there. You can find everything everywhere all at once. DL.
Great movie.
Do you want to preface our main topic this week?
It's the main topic theme.
DL, before you preface our main topic, maybe we could play a little game of Wheel of Fortune. Matt Bliss, spin that wheel. DL, what did we land on?
Whatever movie in the 12 random IMDb screenshots from my watch list that I sent you. And you chose this one. Of all 12, so I don't know what that said. After knowing the ending. So I don't know what that says about you, man. Don't know.
I'm going to go with morbid curiosity.
About what's in the box.
What's in the box?
Oh, what's in the box?
It's clearly another net new set of movies we're watching. Like another pillar of our podcast. Dre's weird IMDb choices.
No, my watch list. There's quite a variety.
Yeah. What's this film? It's Oldboy from 2003, not the remake. The Oldboy from 2003. I think we're just gonna do full spoilers, right? We're just gonna go full into this head first.
I think so. Yeah.
So then, do you want to start for me then with your stupid plot summary?
With what's in the box?
The box. What's in? It's a sister. We're getting ahead of ourselves. What's your stupid plot summary?
A nice Sunday morning pick me up about willing and unwilling incest. Which was my morning, so there you go.
Mine takes a very slightly different route. Mine is just the movie that has definitively called time on the stepsister searches in Pornhub for me.
Yeah. Mic drop.
This is some film. This is from Park Chan-wook, and it stars Choi Min-sik and Yoo Jae-tae. Kang, I'm going to butcher this, I do apologize. Kang Hae-jung. They're the core cast. We got Oldboy, who is Dae-soo Oh. I'm just going to call him Oldboy, innit? because that's who he is. He's Oldboy. If this was in London, it'd be Oldboy. It's like young boy, innit? I actually really liked the cast. It was pretty small, but pretty epic, to be quite perfectly honest with you. Do you want to give me the top level view of what happens in this film?
It's kind of hard. The highest of highest level, because it's just kind of like a lot of topsy-turvy. The highest level, we just see a guy who's probably like not the greatest dude.
Not the best
not
dad.
the worst dude. Definitely a bad dad, probably a bad husband. And he's just super drunk. And we see him, missing his daughter's birthday with his mate, who finds him hammered at the police station. And eventually, on their way to go finally get to the daughter's birthday, he gets kidnapped. We have no idea why. We have no idea where he is, but we do know he's basically trapped in this room for 15 years, this hotel room where he's
not the worst looking room of all time.
Allowed to watch TV, and that's about it. And we follow kind of his revenge tale of figuring out who did this to him once he's out.
Yeah, he gets let out exactly 15 years later, which is an interesting tidbit that you come back to later. This is a South Korean neo-noir thriller. And yeah, it's a vengeance quest at its core, right? It's effectively main character Oldboy in it trying to find his way to vengeance. In it, yeah, that's what it's called, Oldboy in it. Look, I'm just going to call out right before we start here, and I know I sort of technically was the one who chose this, even though it came from your list. Technically, this film is fascinating. I really like everything that's gone on here. But Christ, it's grim, man. I don't know. I don't know if it was for me. I had to go and watch like 3 episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine straight afterwards just to like recombobulate my brain.
I don't know. I think it was like a really good movie, actually. Like the cuts, the like cinematography, the
technically amazing. Not taking anything away from it in that front. For 2003.
Score.
Yeah.
And even the twist, like if you're gonna make a movie like this, I think it was well done.
Totally. Yeah.
It tied it together at the end for me with that last line.
I was on the
edge. Yeah. And I was like, okay, you stuck the landing.
No, I completely agree. 100% agree with everything you're saying. Technically brilliant film. I liked a lot about it. We're going to talk about a lot of the things. Cinematography, the world building, even the characters. Like this was heralded when it came out for, let's call it bold storytelling. It was bold. It's really a word for this film. Brutal choreography, especially in the fight scenes. But like,
yeah.
The finale of it is just so grim, like, and how they get there. There's not a good character in this film. I don't know. Maybe I'm misjudging Mido, the daughter character.
Yeah, I mean, she
don't know that she's not a bad person at all, but like she surrounds herself with awful people. I'm like, what?
She doesn't know all their background.
Yeah, this is very true. What did you know about this coming into this film?
I thought it was going to be a kung fu movie. That was my whitewashed, terrible, like generic, like what do you call it? Stereotype that I went in just with like the name, the poster, and
yeah. And everyone knows that fight scene in the corridor. That literally inspired so many movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
Daredevil, the Netflix version was inspired. A lot of that was inspired by that fight scene. So like I could totally get that. So coming in and going out, well. Where's your brain at?
I mean, it was a lot more than that, for sure.
Yes, I was reading something about it that said it's a psychological labyrinth of themes, and I will take that and use it for myself. I feel like that is exactly how I perceived this movie coming out of it.
Yeah, it's like a play on the like. You know what I think? Why I like it? It makes you feel something. Right? Like, which I think is the point of like these kind of movies and art in general.
Horny at times.
Do we want to talk about my text?
I mean, like, we might as well start at the end.
Let's just play this.
We might as well start at the end.
I might get myself canceled here. But
I mean, that's fine.
Where is this?
I think while you look that up, I think the thing that I was most fascinated by in this was that it was effectively like a psychological game of chess between Oldboy in it and the lead villain who turns out to be Lee Won-ji. And it's interesting because in essence, they're the flip of a coin, which is which. They're the same but totally different. They're both driven by revenge. They're both driven by hate. And they're both sort of the antithesis of each other, which I really like.
Juxtaposition, like the whole coil for sure.
So well done. But like I think you have to frame it with the ending to talk about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think
no, for sure we should. That. So, like, I mean, it's basically a play on the. Is it a Oedipal? Oedipus? It's a Greek tragedy where some guy sleeps with his what is it called?
The Oedipus complex, yeah.
Oedipus, yeah. And it's I think
it
like
what
what
how you say it? Sounds like nipple. Maybe my Oedipal complex is kicking in. Oedipal, that's how you say it. Sorry.
Oedipal themes.
Complex. Yeah.
Oedipal. Oedipus. Kyle's going to kill us.
It's the Oedipus complex. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Oedipus. Anyway,
I love that Kyle keeps coming back. Friend of the show, Kyle, we love you. Thank you for listening to this nonsense.
If only to just keep you coming back, I will do this every time. But I think that like I love a story that like has a foundation of, you know, a Greek tragedy or a classic, and then uses that to like, it's not like a frame for frame, but it uses that to play on or your expectations or invert them or whatever. And this is kind of like that. It punishes, but it also doesn't punish. It's like the person that actually did the thing that was punished in the tragedy is the one punishing.
Yes, agreed.
So there's like a lot of cool like plot, you know, work they've done to do that. And I guess the net of it is the mystery is that this guy that's basically prosecuting or I guess persecuting, I should say.
He's doing the Joker thing, isn't he? He's doing like the cowboy council about this guy.
Yeah, who's locked him away. Him and his sister had like a incestuous relationship in high school, and
I have a great text from you
our
about
guy
that,
caught wind of it.
The moment I had a great text from you when that was happening. That scene was happening where clearly it said something along the lines of I don't know.
Let's play by play these texts.
You were complimenting her physique. Let's say that much.
Let's play by play these texts.
I think she's 14.
Let's play by play these texts.
Okay.
After they know the twist. Maybe it'd be better to do it before.
No, it's funny.
So they can experience it the way I did.
Well, he follows her, doesn't he? Our main character follows and sees them at this through the window.
Yeah, and he spreads a rumor before leaving, you know, to another town, just saying, hey, they're hooking up, which, to be fair, wasn't a rumor. It was true.
I mean, it was.
Yeah, and then, but he barely even remembers this because he has like 2 interactions with her. And so years later, this actually ended up killing the sister. Basically commits suicide because of the shame and I guess just like torment. Shame. And so this guy's paying him back by essentially hypnotizing him to fuck his own daughter and fall in love with his own daughter, which we find out at the very end. And I think the ending basically indicates she never finds out. Yeah. Or am I lying there?
Look, so I mean, one of the things that really works for me in this, and is really my key talking point, is the ambiguity of it all.
Yeah.
I think the way it is presented and delivered at all times through the film, you're not 100% sure how much one person knows versus the other, and especially the ending. My perception of the ending of this is that she doesn't know, but he remembers, even though he's hypnotized himself to try and forget. That sort of laugh turning into a cry. My take on that was that he remembers everything and has to now live with the fact that he's either going to have to hurt someone who really loves him to leave her, and, you know, someone who he loves because he's been hypnotized to love, or live with the fact that he knows that he is in love with his daughter, and with his daughter, it's just a weird fucking ending. It's
yeah. But I was curious if, like, because we never get clarity that she didn't open the box. And so I was like, because there's a box that like gets presented to her right after he finds out to torture him, and he calls her and says, don't open it, because they've just had sex, they've fallen in love. He knows now that it was his daughter. She doesn't know yet, theoretically.
This is the darkest podcast from Podcast Assemble, by the way.
Yeah. We never know if she actually, well, it gets darker when we get to my text. She doesn't know. We don't know if she does. I think you're right. They've kept it adequately ambiguous. Like, do they both want to just forget? Do they both want to just live? I like the idea that they both know, because then they live with it, the way that our titular villain kind of presents the question at the end. Like, hey, you know, what is the line? It's so good. I don't want to butcher it.
I mean, paraphrasing, he basically says, can you live with yourself knowing that it's your daughter? We loved each other regardless. It's effectively, you know,
essentially, like, now that you know, because we loved each other knowing. Yeah.
Can you live with the same thing?
But more poetically.
Yeah, I think for me, the fact that she embraces him so willingly at the end implies that maybe she didn't open the box. And I think the long shot of it is our main character, Oldboy, in it goes through this hellish revenge mission to get to the man who he believes is he is his tormentor, and he is the man who's put him through all of this, and basically, as one last cruel trick, the man who is his tormentor, whose name I've totally forgotten again, which is terrible, which is Lee Woo-jin, effectively tells him, the thing you did that ruined my sister's life, I have now done to you. And main character Oldboy in it cuts his own tongue out to prove that he will never do anything like that ever again. And I think my perception of that is that in Lee's phone call to his henchman saying, don't let her open a box, he doesn't. And she carries on with life not knowing that it's her father. And now he has to live with this guilt. And it's, and I mean, well, he can't tell her because he doesn't have a tongue anymore, which is pretty fucked up. But there's so many interesting, concepts in this and themes. One I wanted to talk to you a little bit about was the concept of time in this. Did you pick up on all of the interesting like through lines in this? Any sort of like which of those through lines did you pick up on, if any?
I didn't really pick up on any like through lines other than the fact that they like obviously there was like hints of those things like a sand or a rock, whether it's sand or a rock, it like still fall. Like there was things like that that are like, I guess in hindsight, foreshadowing.
Yeah.
I definitely realized there was some weird hypnotist stuff going on where he was forgetting things, but they misdirect that quite well because they make you think that it's just he's forgetting something he did through the hypnosis when really he just didn't remember that because it was like such a casual interaction for him. So I thought that was like great misdirection.
Yeah, that's the weakest part for me. The hypnotist, all that stuff. That's the weakest part for me. And it's like, and I don't know how they could have done it differently, but honestly, that's one of my worsts for this. I didn't feel like it worked. I don't know how they could have done it differently.
You don't like the concept of hypnotism.
I mean, it's not something that I am invested in. It's like snake oil to me. Like I don't really believe it. I don't believe that if you went right now.
Yeah, if you don't believe it, then you're not gonna like it as a plot mechanism. But I don't know what else you can do for this. Maybe like
and that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not sure. Really. Like I don't feel like there's an easy thing to do.
I think you just don't need it, do you?
Yeah, sure. I don't think you need it either. I think you just make it.
You can just write the story differently, like where she just has never met her father because she was so young, and he
looks totally different.
He looks and he doesn't know who she is because he was such a bad dad. Like
right,
and they just happen to but like you can't force someone to fall in love. But maybe that's the point. They've done enough to like.
I think that's the point. Yeah,
there's other ways you could do it, but. Yeah.
And it's interesting you said that about like him coming out looking different, or like after 15 years, she might not recognize him. Like I keep saying, time is running through this a lot. Like that change of him the whole time, and there's this interesting theme of like time's the great healer, but clearly it didn't heal the bad guy the whole way through the film, Lee Woo-jin. So like there's this interesting dichotomy in that of like he's constantly trying to punish this guy, and he finds the worst possible ways to do it. Even Oldboy, in its name, he says in it means getting through one day at a time. It's how he gets through the 15 years. I really liked the twist where he goes like, why? Like, and Lee Woo-jin has got like a real lyricism about how he speaks, and I find that really nice and really interesting. He sort of says to him, you're asking the wrong question. Like, the question you should be asking is, why would I let you out? And like his plan revolves around waiting till his daughter comes of age so that he can let him out and he can go and, make them fall in love and all this stuff. And it's just fucking brutal. Like,
yeah. And the reason why it like works, I think, is because there's a bit of hypocrisy in it. Like
totally.
You both got to choose and make this decision where, he at least he or one of them didn't, or theoretically both.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the reason why I would agree with you that she doesn't know at the end is because he's chosen to like live in suffering similar to the way the movie starts, where he's locked for 18 years, rather than expose her to that because she didn't get a choice, unlike this guy's kind of scenario. So
totally.
Wee Lu-jing.
Totally. There is a point in this, and I'd love to know if you picked up on it or, your perception of it, when Oldboy, Odusu, I will call him that, Odesu, has a choice. He could have, he meets Lee Woo-jin in a apartment which is across the road from where he's staying, and he has the option to just kill him there and then. And Lee offers him the choice. He says, like, if you kill me now, you'll never know what's been going on here and why I'm doing this to you. And that is one of the best bits for me in this film as I look back going, holy shit, like yeah, he wouldn't have known, but it would have been better for him not to know. And that sort of is like an interesting juxtaposition on the normal like formula for these types of films where, you know, like you find out and you, oh my God, that's the best. And I know I can finish the job. Whereas in this, it's like, holy shit, now I know, like that's ruined my life. Quite literally.
Yeah, but you kind of like, and you have to know that's coming if this guy's just
Yeah.
only wants you to, he clearly is torturing you.
Definitely.
The only reason
yeah.
to give you the information and lead you on is because it's going to hurt you worse.
Right.
But there's the element of like, and that's kind of the point of, I think there's a theme there that like vengeance is fulfilling. So
for both of them, I mean, the big twist at this at the end of this for me is that the good guy in massive quotation marks is really not Oldboy in it. Like loses, like he loses in this. Like his whole arc is that he effectively comes out worse than even when he went into the cell. Like having, you know, like hooked up with his daughter and now having to live with that shame and guilt, and the bad guy wins. And he's just so like, there's an interesting moment where he's going down in the elevator and Lee just, you see he's remembering letting his sister go, like when she killed herself effectively, and he shoots himself in the head because he's got nothing else to live for. And you're like, that's the wildest, like that's mad.
Yeah. It was a pretty crazy last 15 minutes, this movie.
It's really ramped up. I mean, like, you think leading up to this is intense and a lot, and then you get to that last 15 minutes and go, oh, I was wrong.
You're so rude, dude. You're so rude. He said, shit, this is a gruesome movie. I can go whenever you're ready. You're talking about starting the pod. And I'm at the point where I don't know any of the twists at this point. And I say, you mean the sex scenes? He could, not me. You knew at this point. Do you know anything about the ending? I literally have no idea. Ha ha. Just keep. But at some point, I mentioned, you know, the lady had nice boobies. And then you revealed to me that she was 14-year-old and his sister. Which was a bit unfair because I didn't know that yet.
I assumed by the time you text me, you'd have realized it was his sister. So,
but my point is, like, you can't judge me for that text.
You can never text ahead while you're watching a movie.
I like Oldboy, had no idea.
So you're empathizing with Oldboy in it, are you? Is that what's happening?
Empathetic character moment.
I think one of the things that stood out, and like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm gonna stand by this. I could not. One, I don't think I could ever watch this again. Like, it's just not for me. That's my 1 and 2. Like, I don't think this is something I could go for again. But like, it was interestingly paced as like a classic noir movie. Like, you are discovering things that's going along, very deliberate. That fragmented memory is a very classic noir trope that was used really well in this. But there was this added layer on top of that of Lee as the bad guy, almost letting it unfold at his own pace, like giving him the bits of information that he wants him to know and pulling the strings in the background, more so than your casual villain or just a normal bad guy. He's a psychotic genius. He's awesome as a bad guy. Let me finish. As a bad guy.
No, like, I agree. It's just I mean, that whole character like, you can tell a lot of the guy that like does that game where they slap the thing in the subway for Squid Games was like inspired by this character. Like, even the casting, the way he looks.
Yeah, they looked very similar.
Yeah, so you're right. It was really cool. All the suits as well. Like, this is very Squid Games influenced. Sorry, Squid Games was influenced by this.
Definitely. Well, this effectively kicked off a lot of South Korean cinema in terms of its, you know, in terms of its impact and how it basically tore up the rule book on how big twist endings should happen. It's fascinating. It's a fascinating case study.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
Would I rewatch it in a time where I had like all the time in the world? Maybe, but there's like, because I do think this is the kind of movie that has rewatch value when you have these twists where like crumbs have been laid.
Yeah, I would like, fair point. I would go back. I would like to see them being laid.
Yeah, to go back and see like how well it was done.
I mean, from a cinematography perspective, it's beautiful. Like, there's and don't get me wrong, this is very 2003. Like, you notice that in the music, you notice it in the framing of this, the color palettes. There's some really interesting. I was doing a bit of reading after I watched this today some really interesting concepts thrown in around color paletting, especially with green and purple and their meanings, and the man in the high tile thrown in there, and all those types of deeper layered meanings. But for the time, this was probably quite experimental in that way. Like, like there are moments towards the end when you see Lee and Oldboy's face almost like transposed over each other, like showing that they are two sides of the same coin. It's really interestingly done, and I completely agree with you. Like in a world where I had forever to live and I could upload my brain into a to a hard drive, I'd probably go back and watch this. But like right now, coming off the back of it, it was a lot. It was a lot.
For sure.
I think you can agree with that.
I'm not rewatching it anytime soon. Yeah, I hear you. And it's not like a rewatch where you're like, it's like the thing you're looking for is this super interesting twist that's like exciting. It's like tragically like, oof. So every time
It's
you find a crumb, you're like,
punch.
oof.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable.
But like I watched it when my partner was out with friends, and you watched it when your partner's away on holiday. Like,
thankfully,
imagine sitting and watching it with your partner. That would be.
You'd probably think I was insane, dude. Imagine doing a rewatch,
knowing all you know about it. I know people who've studied this, which is wild. One of the last things I wanted to quickly touch on is the concept of truth in this, and there's a comment that's made a couple of times in this about the living in the bigger prison and effectively a reflection of humanity, which I see a lot of in things like Black Mirror. When you lay that over with the capitalist society element of this, like the slobs versus snobs element to this, the guy who's rich versus the white collar, it just adds so many extra layers to this film. And when you start peeling them back, it's like an onion, Dre. It's like an onion. There's so much to it. Did you catch all that stuff? I'm late to the game on the capitalist elements of this, but when you think about
I didn't really feel that as much.
When did you not, like when you saw like it was when you saw his apartment, Lee's apartment at the end, and he's got like all these like wildly nonsensical things now. Like he has a shower in the middle of his apartment, and it's so decadent. He's got like a wardrobe that splits into four just to open up like a cross.
Yeah, I saw all that stuff, but I didn't get much of like a capitalism is bad or whatever, or like I didn't see this movie as like a critique on capitalism really. But
I mean, the one thing that he did do was he paid off a lot of people to just be on his side. Like he cut a dude's hand off and then just paid him for the privilege.
I missed that. Like, whose hand was that? The main guy's? Sorry, the guy that imprisoned him?
I was getting it was the guy who imprisoned him, and I couldn't tell if it was the guy who Oldboy in it just pulled his teeth out with a hammer. That's who I think it was, because later he came back and he had them all gold.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was the same guy, but I think I was too invested in what Oldboy in it was doing at that point. I wasn't really.
I don't know what that was about, but Oldboy in it was making some stupid decisions by taking her back to the prison that, like, just anywhere else, really.
Bad choices.
Not the one.
Man. Yeah. I like the quiet scenes in the movies, and I was reading the trivia for this, and there's a really interesting point around the quiet scenes in the movie are actually shot to last over 10 to 15 seconds, whereas the action scenes, for example, the corridor, the tempo's increased. So it's very 2 to 6 seconds. So it's very poignant with how it does, how it creates pacing for the film, which I found fascinating.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that one corridor scene it kind of felt like a video game, felt like a Street Fighter game.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was cool.
I mean, I can see why it's so heralded, as you like to say.
Harold. Yeah. It's pretty cool. The fight scenes, I like them. And it wasn't like it didn't dominate the movie. It was a couple.
I thought it was going to be more. I'm not going to lie to you.
I would definitely want more.
Yeah. I think it was a good fight scene. It didn't blow my mind though. Like I liked it.
It was more the visuals of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Than the actual choreography, I think.
And I think his like temperament in that moment where he becomes the monster. We haven't really talked about the monster concept in this, but he just lets the monster take over. And I found that a fascinating dual performance almost, because like there are times when he's just this angry, repressed guy, and then there's times when you just see little glimmers of his humanity coming through. So it's a pretty good performance, I would say, by Oldboy in it.
Yeah, did you get the vibe that some of the things you were hearing weren't actual dialogue but were his thoughts?
Yes, like incredibly regularly.
That I feel like that's on purpose.
Yeah, I think that's a choice by the director. I think there's parts of it where And I wouldn't be surprised if that's also to sort of highlight.
And you can't really see if it is or not because it's like his mouth isn't there.
But I wouldn't be surprised if that's not his broken psyche and, you know, the monster, in quotation marks, inside him. And I think that adds to the performance in many ways. You know, like it's not your typical redemption revenge arc. It's like him effectively fighting for his humanity. And I think that's what I was trying to say before. Like it is his arc trying to get his humanity back by, you know, getting his revenge, when in the end he effectively, you know, loses more of it, which I find just fascinating.
Or gains it back because he spares her the pain.
I mean, in just finding out that it is his daughter, he effectively loses.
No, but it's ambiguous is my point.
Yeah.
Like you can, it's well done in that way.
You mentioned Mido there. That's a good character. That's an interesting character too, because, you know, like she,
good acting.
Like, let's be honest, for the 90% of this, she's a damsel in distress. That's what she is. But when you get to that end point, like she's the emotional crux of this film. She is literally what it all hinges on for his humanity, which is a hard place to put someone in.
Yeah, I think her performance though is like goes beyond like damsel. Like she added value for sure to
I think so.
Like in a lot of ways. Her mom got fridged like literally before even being on screen, but I think she was given a little bit more agency. Yeah. Well, that's another thing. Like theoretically, the villain actually protected his family better than he did.
Maybe, many ways. Yeah, it's an interesting concept. I think, and a thing that I thought. So the dichotomy I found with this film, and part of the reason why it frustrated me a lot was, I spent a lot of the time getting really frustrated and obsessing over like, this doesn't make sense what is happening right now. So, Oldboy in it collapses or faints in the sushi restaurant that Mido works at.
I thought it was just because he ate an octopus.
Yeah, me. He had to do that 4 times.
Like,
by the way.
Surely that's not healthy. Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Do you think he actually did that?
Yeah, 4 times.
It looked real.
It was real 4 times,
That's
and because
crazy.
Because he's a Buddhist, every time he did it, he did a small ritual of apologies to the universe for that, which is really kind of beautiful, but also still kind of gross.
Dude, octopi are super smart. That's pretty
super smart. Up. Yeah, man. That all adds to this point I'm getting to, which is I didn't understand this guy doing all this weird, fucked up shit. Like, why would she take him home? Like, why would she like look after him? No, and I spent my whole time going like, she's making choices that don't make sense to me. Like, I don't understand why she's doing this.
Well, she's a bit odd though. So you're kind of balancing that. You're like, what's going on here? She's a bit odd, but you're also like, something seems off with this. It's also a good little foreshadowing where you're like, that's a crumb where you're like, why is this? You know, that, and I rationalized it as like, she's just an odd chick, like, cause she does odd things later. Like he runs in.
She does do some odd things later.
And he just fucking kisses her. What was up with that? I laughed.
And then she lets him stay. You know, I did too. But I in my brain, I was going like, why isn't she like either stabbing this guy in his sleep or kicking him out? And then, but it all leads to this bigger reveal that they've both been hypnotized. And I'm like,
yes,
right.
It was fun.
Now,
it was a bit funny.
And when you look back and you do that second watch through, which we're never going to do, you could look at all those scenes and go, oh, she's being influenced to do this. I don't know how they do that differently, but that hypnosis thing was a little weak for me.
Or when she faints, I fucking laughed. I thought she was quite funny. It's a dark comedy, to be fair. It's described as. So
really,
I didn't feel bad for laughing.
There's some real dark shit in this, man. It's bad. Is there anything else you want to talk about this film? I'm pretty talked out.
I think we tapped it. We tapped it.
Well, what are your tones and themes then before we wrap up? I know we've talked about a lot of things.
Yeah, I think it's just the revenge thing.
Anything else?
The judgment
morality
thing, like empathy. Yeah, I guess there is a question. I don't know what the actual theme would be, but the idea of like,
what's in the box?
Oh, what's in the box?
Like morality being like ambiguous in the sense that like, if you're a bad dad who's never there for your family when they need you, versus like,
does that mean
really
you can have sex with your daughter? Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. Versus like a really good partner who is in love and having sex with your sister consensually, like what's worse? I mean, I don't think I have to necessarily debate this, but
neither are good.
But they try and present an argument to a pretty odd question.
I wonder if the director had any personal experience with this. Not throwing any shade.
No, it's always like, you can't do that because it's like the author. Yeah, there's like a rule. I forget what they call it, but you're not supposed to do that. Definitely an odd movie.
Yeah, very odd. I think the only one we didn't really talk about much was Inner Demons and trying to overcome your inner demons, which is or isn't fulfilled in this film. I don't know. Like, yeah, kind of. It maybe. I don't know. Give me your 3 best and 3 worst then before we wrap up.
I actually really liked. Is it Misong? How do you say her name?
Mido,
the daughter. Mido. I really liked her performance. I thought she was good. I thought like all the scenes that she was in, like I liked a lot. Not just when she's naked and they're doing incesty stuff. Like the actual acting performances.
Sure.
And I really liked the main guy, the main villain. All the performances for the small cast were great. Yeah,
I agree.
That's
I absolutely agree. Yeah, I had the ambiguity of the whole film all the way through it. I never knew which way this was going. Like, even when I knew the ending, I was still like, fuck, I have no idea what's going on here. I like the fact that the hero didn't necessarily win. I thought that was a cool twist on the formula, especially in this genre, which is quite paint by numbers sometimes. And I do have a one which sort of leapfrogs between best and worst, which is the confronting nature of the storytelling, the style of it. Like, it was great. Like, I don't think I've ever watched a film that made me question myself in so many different ways as this has. It really pushes you in a movie that you're supposed to be enjoying. And yeah, that's good and bad in many ways. Like, there are times I thought it went too far. But I guess that's the film. And that was just my perception of it. Should I finish my worsts? I just had the Hypnosis, which was bad. Not gonna lie, it was real bad. And it was a little bit like the Joker in Batman for me. In The Dark Knight, it was a bit like of a convoluted plan. I guess you could say the Hypnosis pushed them to where they needed to be all the time, but like, I guess he had tracking things in his shoes and stuff. I was a bit like, is it a bit convoluted? Is he sort of like the Joker been taken to prison, expecting to be taken in? I don't know. Like, it was all right.
I didn't mind the hypnosis thing. I mean, this isn't like exactly a movie that I am expecting a ton of like realism from. It's like it's coming at it from a different angle.
Absolutely.
My worst would probably be like, who's this random bleached-haired guy that got no explanation whatsoever? I would have liked to have some insight into
he's
who
like
the hell
the guy
that
in
was.
The Simpsons. You know that Simpsons episode where he's got the guy in the white suit and he's just standing there?
Yeah.
That's what his role is.
Looks cool.
Yeah, he looks cool. He's going to do something cool, March.
Yeah.
He hasn't moved the whole time.
Yeah.
I would have liked him to have done more in the film. He was good.
Or like, maybe part of it is, if not that, there is like an element of where you touch on like redemption.
Yeah.
We didn't get a lot about why he's such a bad guy. Like, there was like the daughter thing at the start, which was pretty bad. And I guess that would have been enough. But then they handed all this other stuff where he like messed around with a lot of women. And I'm like, dude, all he did was like see something and tell someone as a kid.
Yeah.
Frankly, isn't that crazy of a transgression? In fact, he also said, don't tell anyone. And his buddy told everyone.
Maybe it's his buddy you should have gone after. Maybe
like a second movie. You went after the wrong guy, dude.
He started the chain, I guess. He started the chain.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a pretty wild thing to see, dude. If I'm not gonna lie, like if you just see,
I don't think there's any redemption in this. I don't think anyone comes out of this redeemed, which is interesting. No. An interesting ending. You had a final worst, or was that your final worst?
I actually really liked the movie. I have a lot of worse. I thought it was it was not that long either. It was pretty
punchy.
effective.
It was punchy. Yeah. Give it that. All right then. Well, can you guess for me the current IMDb score for this?
I think I saw it when I like looked on. It was like 8.4 or something. Pretty high.
It's 8.3. It's pretty high. Yeah. It's pretty renowned. For IMDb, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Can you guess me then the Rotten Tomatoes score?
That might be lower. No, but it'd be like 86. Split.
It is lower, but it's only lower by 1. It's an 82.
Yeah.
So pretty consistent from those two. Yeah. Now the real one is the user-based letterbox score. Can you guess what that is?
4.
You sticking with your 4? Or are you going to say 4.4?
4.
It's 4.4.
4.4 so high? Holy shit.
So high. I mean, this is heralded, this film. People love this. It's like, I've seen people for many years doing like video essays on this, and it's like taught in school. So I don't know why it's taught in school. It's a little bit weird, but like it's it's very much love this film. I guess the final question then is this better or worse than the most average movie we know, which is Aquaman 2018, and why, DL?
It's definitely better.
Is it more
variety of reasons?
Is it more rewatchable?
Yeah. It's definitely more rewatchable than Aquaman.
I would rather rewatch Aquaman than this right now. If you ask me right now,
God.
maybe in 5 years.
Yeah, but like
maybe in 5 years.
Maybe like that's the point of a rewatch, though. It's like in 5 years, no one in their right mind would watch Aquaman and be like, let's run it back. Like, you know what? I didn't get enough.
Hit the tapes up, baby.
CGI of octopi playing drums. I'd rather watch the scene where he eats an octopus again. That's pretty cool.
Oh, he just raw dogged that whole octopus.
It's wild, that scene. Like when that scene happened, I was like, this movie is about to get crazy. Like it kind of set the tone.
Technically speaking, it absolutely is a better movie than Aquaman 2018. Let's be quite honest with it.
What the fuck? I want to eat something alive is a wild thing to say.
What a line.
Wild thing to say.
So deadpan. I want to eat something alive.
It's a crazy thing to say. Like in any context.
Yeah.
Like you cannot name a context.
There's some big one-liners in this film. Big one-liners. Yeah. It really sets that character up nicely. All right, then. Let's finally skip on to trivia, true or false, DL. Do you want to finish your trivia, true or false?
Yes.
Let's do it. Got 4 for you today. So this is all from IMDb. So who knows if it's true or if it's false. But if it's real is what I'm trying to say. Trivia true, trivia false, DL. Scenes in the police station with drunken disorderly Dae Suo were the very last scenes the director scheduled to film. So they were actually ad-libbed by actor Choi Min-sik. Is that true or is that false?
That seems true.
It is true. He actually full ad-libbed the scene where he was playing with the toy wings he'd bought for his daughter. That's really interesting. Trivia true, trivia false, DL. Due to the film being shot out of order, as we've just talked about, and the film's ending being one of the first scenes shot during production, lead man Choi Min-sik was actually given time off between scenes of up to about 6 weeks due to having an actual daughter of his own. True or is that false?
That's so like nuanced. I'm gonna say true.
I made it up. Yes, you fell into my trap. I did it. It's like, too nuanced.
It's like why would anyone care? Actually, I should have caught that.
Yeah, it was. I picked little bits out of the different trivias I got, but I mean, like, it'd be pretty harrowing to be filming all this shit if you had a real daughter, you know? Or man,
harrowing. I mean, I guess if you suddenly feel like you're gonna get hypnotized and fuck her, sure. Somehow I'm not worried about that threat, dude.
This is one of the weirdest episodes we've ever done. Here you go, deal. Well. Trivia true, trivia false. The main inspiration outside of the manga, this is based on a manga, by the way, we haven't talked about that, it's based on a manga, but the story is Alexandre Dumas' The Count of Monte Cristo. True or is that false?
Given I've read that, to be fair, it is a very like prolonged, elaborate revenge plot, so I'm going to say true.
It is true, and the film actually makes reference to it when Woo Jin talks to Mido online.
Yeah.
Very good catch there, mate. Very good. Finally then, trivia true, trivia false. During the scene in the cyber cafe, the extras in the background are caught playing a very popular first-person shooter called Counter-Strike. Is that true or is that false?
Which scene? In the internet cafe?
When they're going to the internet cafe.
I think that this era would be proper Counter-Strike era. I say true.
It is true. It's the 2000 version, and you can tell because you can actually see it on some screens blurrily, obviously, but also you can hear the noises in the background. Yeah,
Counter-Strike.
Small and pixelated.
People fucking love Counter-Strike. I never played it.
It was so big at the time. All right. Yeah. Ultimately, I am not jazzed that I paid money to watch this film and will be coming off my partner's credit card, but you know, in terms of its cinematography and what it has done, especially for Korean cinema, this is a fascinating movie. I think you should check it out, but maybe don't watch with your partner.
I mean, don't expect an uplifting experience.
Yes. Yeah. Especially waking up to it on a Sunday. My God, DL. My God.
In bed. I was just like in bed with my cat, like nestled next to me watching this film.
My God. Do you want to wrap up the show?
Yeah, a big thank you to Matthew Bliss for editing and mastering this week's episode. We needed him. If you'd like him to be a part of your podcasting team, get in touch on business@mbpod.com or head to mbpod.com just to hear a bit more about his services and the like. If you want to hear his work, listen to Poffy. Coffee with a podcast.
Coffee with a codcaster.
Coffee with a codcaster. They're short
What is this show?
Short thought pieces on coffee casting with cups of coffee. You get
Amazing.
You get it.
Guys, if you want to hear his fabulous work and you want to see how amazing he is, our last recording episode, whatever timeline we're in here, the last episode we recorded, which may be 2 episodes ago, was Superman 2025. And the recording equipment we had screwed up wildly. And the version that was actually recorded versus how Matt managed to save it and push it out. Amazing. Just a massive testament to Matt. So thank you so much for all your hard work, Matt. We love you.
What happened? Was it
I don't know. Story for another time, DL.
Yeah.
Look, guys, thanks for sticking with it. We really appreciate you. Hit us up at Podcast Cinema on Instagram or thepodcastcinema.gmail.com. Let us know what you thought of the film. Let us know your think pieces, because this was an episode.
Was a movie. It's a movie.
DL, tally-ho.
Toodaloo and
Love that.
Toodaloo and tally-ho and
Love you.
all that stuff.
Tally-ho, big guy.